What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic. And today we're gonna start with a new book that I've chosen for reading on a daily basis. It's gonna be the Discourses by Epictetus, and let's get started. Chapter 1. On things in our power and things not in our power. Of our faculties in general, you'll find that none can take cognizance of itself. None therefore has the power to approve or disapprove its own action. Our grammatical faculty, for instance, how far can that take cognizance? Only so far as to distinguish expression. Our musical faculty, only so far as to distinguish tune. Does any one of these then take cognizance of itself? No, by means. If you're writing to your friend when you want to know what words to write, grammar will tell you. But whether you should write to your friend or should not write, grammar will not tell you. And in the same way, music will tell you about tunes, but whether at this precise moment you should sing and play the lure or should not sing or play the lure, it will not tell you. What will tell you then? That faculty which can cognizance of itself and of all things else. What is this? The reasoning faculty. For these alone of the faculties we have received is created to comprehend even its own nature. That is to say, what it is and what it can do, and with what precious qualities it has come to us, and to comprehend all other faculties as well. Well, what else is it that tells us that gold is goodly thing? For the gold does not tell us clearly. It is the faculty which can deal with our impressions. What else is it which distinguishes the faculties of music, grammar, and the rest, testing their uses and pointing out the due seasons for their use? It is reason and nothing else. The gods then, as was but right, put in our hands the one blessing that is best of all and master of all, and nothing else, the power to deal rightly with our impressions, but everything else they did not put in our hands. Was it that they would not? For my part, I think that if they could have entrusted us with those other powers as well, they would have done so, but they were quite unable. Prisoners on the earth and in the earthly body and among earthly companions, how was it possible that we should not be hindered from the attainment of these powers by these external fetters? But what says Zeus? Epictetus, if it were possible, I would have made you body and your possessions, those trifles that you prize, free and untrammeled. But as things are, never forget this. This body is not yours. It is but a clever mixture of clay. But since I could not make it free, I gave you a portion of our divinity, this faculty of impulse to act and not to act, of will to get and will to avoid. In a word, the faculty which can turn impressions to right use. If you pay heed to this and put your affairs in its keeping, you will never suffer let nor hindrance. You will not groan, you will blame no man, you will flatter none. What then? Does all this seem but little to you? Heaven forbid. Are you content then? So surely as I hope for the God's favor. But as things are, though we have in our power to pay heed to one thing and to devote ourselves to one, yet instead of these we prefer to pay heed to many things and to be bound fast to many, our body, our property, brother and friend, child and slave. Inasmuch then as we are bound fast to many things, we are burdened by them and dragged down. That is why, if the weather is bad for sailing, we sit distracted and keep looking continually and ask, what wind is blowing? The north wind. What have we to do with that? When will the west wind blow? When it so chooses, God sir, or when Aeolus chooses. For God may Aeolus the master of the winds, not you. What follows? We must make the best of those things that are in our power and take the rest that nature gives it. What do you mean by nature? I mean God's will. What? Am I to be beheaded now? And I alone? Why? Would you have had all beheaded to give you consolation? Will you not stretch out your neck as Lateranus did in Rome when Nero ordered his beheadal? For he stretched out his neck and took the blow, and when the blow dealt him was too weak, he shrank up a little, and then stretched it out again. Nay more, on the previous occasion when Nero's freedman Epaphroditus came to him and asked him the cause of his offense, he answered, if I want to say anything, I will say it to your master. What then must a man have ready to help him in such emergencies? Surely this, he must ask himself, what is mine and what is not mine? What may I do? What may I not do? I must die, but must I die groaning? I must be imprisoned, but must I whine? But must I whine as well? I must suffer exile. Can anyone then hinder me from going with a smile and a good courage and at peace? Tell this secret. I refuse to tell, for this is in my power, but I will chain you. What say you, fellow? Chain me? My leg you will chain, yes, but my will, no. Not even Zeus can conquer that. I will imprison you, but my bit of a body, you mean? I will behead you. Why? When did I ever tell you that I was the only man in the world that could not be beheaded? There are the thoughts that those who pursue philosophy should ponder. These are the lessons they should write down day by day. In these they should exercise themselves. Phrygia used to say, I had rather be killed today than exiled tomorrow. What then did Rufus say to him? If you choose it as the harder, what is the meaning of your foolish choice? If as easier, who has given you the easier? Will you not study to be content with what is given you? It was in this spirit that Agrippinus used to say, do you know what? I will not stand in my own way. News was brought him. Your trial is on the Senate. Good luck to it. But the fifth hour is come. This was the hour when he used to take his exercise and have a cold bath. Let us go and take exercise. When he had taken his exercise, they came and told him, You are condemned. Exile or death? He asked, Exile. And my property? It is not confiscated. Well, then, let us go to Aricia and dine. Here you see the result of training, as training should be, of the will to get and of the will to get and will to avoid. So discipline that nothing can hinder or frustrate them. I must die, must I? If it once, then I'm dying. If soon, I dine now. And if it's time for dinner, as it is time for dinner. And afterwards, when the time comes, I will die. And die how? As befits one who gives back what is not his own. And again, and die how? As befits one who gives back what is not his own. As befits one who gives back what is not his own. Alright, guys. So, we began with the new book, and I just read the first chapter. And as usual, we're going to continue tomorrow. So, thank you for joining me today on this reading session. We're going to continue tomorrow. Thank you. See you and bye.